What's going on, guys? My name is Brandon. Welcome to Audio Addiction, where you can find these album reviews. You can find our band interviews, and you can find live coverage of the concerts that we get. I will be trying to get live sets tomorrow. I'm going to a local show in New Jersey, in Asbury. So if you do come out to that one, come say what's up. Obviously, not too many of you. And actually, a lot of my friends will be at that show, so I'm really excited to see that and just get back into that local NJ scene. But really excited for that show. Also, I know I keep mentioning it, Wage War will be going out very soon. Still kind of working on it, and I have a few other ones that I'm really excited for that I'm also working on as well, so be on the lookout for that. So if you enjoy what you see here, make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit that thumbs up. It really does mean a lot, and thank you for your support. So tonight we're going to be talking about Migrant's new record, New Addicts.
No, it didn't work for you. I've been grinding in this way. I'll be what separates the thought from reality.
So I'd like to start this review off with thanking Nathan for sending me their record over a little bit early. I was able to listen to it prior to me going on vacation this past week, and I was listening to it on the plane and, to and from. I was even listening to it tonight on my way home from work. And I really have to say this is a sleeper record, in my opinion. I feel like a lot of people don't know about it, but I hope that this review will kind of bring to light this band. I definitely feel like they're really talented, and I definitely feel like a lot of people like what's going on here. We did an interview probably about a year ago, and I'm excited to see the progression and just how things have changed, and like sonically how they've changed as well too. So I'm gonna go through each track, give you my thoughts and opinions on them as per usual. I'm gonna give some pros and cons on the record, and then I'm gonna end it off with an overall rating. So the first track is I Will Mess With Time. This is kind of an intro track. It's definitely really cool, very reminiscent to me of Squid to Whale in terms of the instruments. There are really no vocals to speak of. It's just pretty much all instrumentals, but in my opinion, it kind of gives the listener an idea of how the album will progress in terms of sound wise. I feel like it's very akin to a lot of the tracks off this record. Obviously not 100%, but I definitely feel like it's in the same sort of wheelhouse as that one. So we're going to move into track number 2, which is Temporal, Displacement. This one is one of my favorites as well. To me, it's very reminiscent instrumentally of Emarosa in terms of their self-titled and Relativity, that sort of guitar vibe to it, which I really appreciate, because to me there aren't too many bands that sound like that, and I really enjoyed that sound, and is probably amongst my favorite records. So to me, felt very much at home and very just close to what I like and what I enjoy. So that was really awesome. I definitely feel like Nathan's vocals have just a certain smoothness and fluidity to them. They have that R&B sort of soul vibe. I know he doesn't like it, but I reference him to Johnny Craig a lot. But to me, in certain parts of this album, I think you'll get the same sort of idea. I know he doesn't like that, but I had to mention it, so sorry, Nathan. But this track also has, to me, an Alive and Standby sort of feel to it as well. I love that band to death. I'm kind of upset that, they're no longer doing it as under that name, but the True Blue is definitely another great band, and if these two ever toured together, I'd be throwing my money at the computer, but that's for another day. But otherwise, sonically, very reminiscent of that as well. I like the balance of melodic leads and the sort of solid rhythms to go along with it. The addition of harmonies in the bridge were really cool and just added this sort of depth to it as well. I really like the guitar solo between the 2 minutes and 55-second mark to the 3 minutes and 40-second mark. Christian does a really great job of adding that sort of tasty kind of solos, and it felt very well. And my favorite part of this track in particular was the last chorus toward the end of the track. It definitely hit home for me, and just had that sort of great lasting impression, and that is probably why is one of my favorites off the record. So we're gonna move into track number 3, which is "Letting Go a Second Too Soon." This one is also a favorite of mine, as you can kind of get an idea of what I'm going for here. But I'm liking the more expansiveness, the more melodicness, the more ambientness of this track. It has a lot of depth to the intro, and I feel like that, coupled with the rest of the band in terms of bass and drums, I feel like they fit very well. Just that intro guitar riff is probably one of my favorites off the record for sure. Obviously I keep mentioning it, but I feel like in this one is kind of a little bit more subtle in the R&B and sort of soul vibes, but still very much a part of what Nathan does in terms of vocals. Again, I'll keep referencing Johnny Craig, but it has that sort of vibe to it as well. The chorus is an absolute banger in my opinion, and the ending and the bridge, it's just awesome. I really enjoy it. Again, I've been really missing out on a band like this, so to me, it felt very much at home, very much of what I like, in my opinion. And I think this was a really another great follow up to Temporal, Displacement. I think they keep just kind of making really solid tracks and just, filling up that sort of vibes and just feelings of the track. I feel like it fits very well with what they're going for. So we're gonna move into track number 4, which is 50 meters tall. Really liking the guitar opening riff, in my opinion. This one to me has a bit of a different vibe in comparison to Temporal, Displacement and Letting Go a Second Too Soon. To me, this one has a bit more of a faster pace to it, and it has those sort of Stolas vibes to me, in my opinion. The second verse has this really cool addition and just layer to the track. It has that sort of exotic feel with the bongos and such in this track. I thought it was really awesome. I also felt like the drumming was really great, and I felt like it fit very well with different paces and the different feelings of the track. Obviously, it's a little bit more fast paced, so just the way it flows into each part or each section of the track, it just fills out very well. And to me, I felt like this was another really strong track. I think I'm kind of on the fence on whether or not I think it's one of my favorites, but maybe it's a grower, maybe it's something that I'll come to like later on. So the next track is track number 5, which is "I'll See My Way Out." I like the really bouncy guitar riff in the verses. I definitely feel like the melodies that Nathan hits in this track is very, again, reminiscent of Johnny Craig's melodies as well, especially in the sort of more tender parts of the vocals, the more kind of like falsetto-y, like wispy sort of vocals, in my opinion. The harmonies throughout the track are a really nice addition to just Nathan's vocals. I like how it kind of adds a little bit more fullness to his voice, as well as offering a difference in terms of sound of what's going on. I like the part between 3 minutes and 5 seconds to the 4 minutes and 10 second. I like that they switched it up vocally with the sort of faster pace of the lyrics, as well as just adding harmonies throughout this part of the track in the bridge. I felt like it made it very interesting and very pleasing to the ears, in my opinion. The switch ups definitely in this track is what makes this, to me, very interesting. Again, much like 50 meters tall, I feel like it was a solid track, but it's just kind of right out of that range of ones that I enjoy, or that I enjoyed a lot on this record. So we're gonna move into track number 6, which is "Starving Artist," and this one features Bradley Walden. For those of you who don't know, Bradley is Nathan's vocal coach, and it was really cool to have him feature on here, for sure. Instrumentally, I think it was really great. I think it was probably one of my favorites, instrumentally speaking, along with the last track, Shoobies. But I really enjoyed Bradley's feature. I think I've always enjoyed his sort of features, and he's been featured in a few other of my friends' albums, so it's always good to hear his voice, not only in Emerosa, but as features as well. I really wish that they would have done some harmonization, considering that the feature was a little bit longer than typical features, in my opinion. I felt like they could have had this cool kind of back and forth play to each other. And just in the kind of guest feature part, I felt like that would have been a cool dynamic, in my opinion. Really liking the runs towards the end of the track. They're just sung with such conviction. I definitely feel like this is one of the stronger tracks off the record, without a doubt. Probably amongst my favorites, obviously. But to me, I feel like the conviction kind of took this track to the next level, and that is why I enjoyed this one. So we're gonna move into the last track, which is Shoobies. This one is one of my favorites as well. The intro definitely reminds me of a combination of Dance Gavin Dance and Hail the Sun for obvious reasons. The leads are definitely my favorite part in this track and just add this sort of little depth throughout the mix, in my opinion. I like the sort of switch up at the 3 minutes and 48-second mark to the 4 minutes and 19 second mark. It has this cool side of, I don't know, I guess it has this sort of great feeling to it that just makes the track interesting, considering that this track is about 7 minutes plus. I think 7 minutes and 45 seconds is how long it is. So to me, the difference in the sections of the track really make this a really good listen and doesn't make me feel like I'm listening to a longer track. It just, to me, flows very well and, fits very well with what they're going for. I also like the part around the 4 minutes and 30-second mark till the end. It has this sort of slow, bluesy vibe to the track, but it also kind of builds up towards the end, which I feel like it ends on a very great note, in my opinion. Just the ending of the song has this really strong emotion to it as well, much like in Starving Artist, but this one I feel like was just cranked up to 10, in my opinion. Just the grit in Nathan's vocals, just really hone in on the sort of, emotions and feelings that you would get from this track, in my opinion. I think it's a fantastic way to end off the record, and it definitely encompasses the sound that they were going for, and kind of puts in that nail in the coffin on, what they want to achieve on this record, and I definitely feel like they achieved it, in my opinion. So my pros and cons on this, I feel like in certain parts there are some lacking bits. I would say in I'll See My Way Out, there's a little bit of issues with that one, in my opinion. And just overall, I feel like there weren't much bad things to say about it. I feel like each track has its own um, solidity to it, and the songwriting was really excellent on this track. I would say that it really kind of kicks into gear after See My Way Out, in my opinion. Starving Artist and Shoobies are probably my two favorites off, like, two favorites off my record. And I just really enjoyed them. I feel like, to me, they have that sort of emotional tie to it, which always, to me, is something that I like, and I like hearing that sort of breakdown of emotions. Not to say that it has that, but it just has that sort of a feeling and just vibes to it, that just makes you encapsulated in the song. So to me, those two are definitely the strongest, followed by Temporal, Displacement. But overall, I really think it was a solid record. If you're a fan of like older Emarosa, but also new Emarosa, I feel like this one will definitely vibe well with you. Post-hardcore, even like Dance Gavin Dance a little bit, and even a little bit of Hail the Sun Still Lost in there. I felt like they really kind of tapped the sort of progressive post-hardcore and even like post-hardcore vibes and R&B and soul. There is a lot of different sort of genres in play in this record, and I definitely feel like it's one for you guys to check out. Definitely go pick it up on iTunes. I don't know if they'll be doing a shop and doing pre-orders or physicals for this, but I'm excited for the future of this band. Nathan, I've been, a fan of his for a while, so to me, it's always cool to see my friends doing really well, and I really think you guys did an awesome job on the record. So, my overall rating for Migrant's New Addicts, I'm definitely going to be giving it a 9.3 out of 10. I definitely, to me, feel like this is a great culmination of older sort of post-hardcore and like some newer vibes to it as well. Stolas, Hail the Sun, a little bit of DGD in there. I feel like they really hit the nail on the head on a lot of these tracks. Two that I probably recommend listening to is Starving Artist and Shoobies, if I haven't elated that enough. But to me, I felt like those were the strongest two. And then if you want to listen to the rest of it, I would highly implore you to do so. So let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on Migrant's new EP or album, New Addicts. I definitely feel like you guys should check it out and give me your thoughts and opinions on it. I would really like to kind of get an idea of what you guys like and what you're interested in. I feel like this one is very much up a lot of people's alleys, so I was excited to do this one. And thank you again, Nathan, Samurai Bow. I really do appreciate it. So if you enjoy what you see here, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit that thumbs up. It really does go a long way, and it does mean a lot, guys. Thank you so much for your support. I really can't do any of this without you, so it definitely makes the workload a lot easier. So thank you guys for checking out my review. My name's Brandon, and we hope you got your fix, and we'll be talking with you soon. Peace. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Of course, if you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps out our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.